Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, I'm here checking out the very first episode of WandaVision. I am so freaking excited. Been patiently waiting all this week. They're dropping a bunch of marketing stuff, clips and stuff, but I've been avoiding those because I'm just waiting for the show to drop. And they dropped the first 2 episodes, but I'm only checking out episode 1 in this video, but I'm really excited. So, I put up on the app here the episode title because I'm curious about titles. I like titles. I like to kind of speculate before watching an episode. Episode 1 is entitled Episode 1. Reminds me of The Mandalorian, where I'm assuming once I start watching this show, the first episode of WandaVision, it'll tell me the title, but I have to actually watch it in order to learn the title. So maybe that's what they're going to do. I'm not really sure. Maybe there isn't a title. I would assume there would be, but I'm not really sure. But I'm really excited because this whole concept of WandaVision is really interesting. This whole idea of where she creates this alternate world where they're in like sitcoms and stuff. And then things start to break. Things start to basically become apparent. Like the real world kind of seeps in. So I'm really curious to see how this all goes down because a lot of people have already seen the first 3 episodes in terms of screeners or whatever. And people are saying it is crazy. And of course, what we've been hearing is that once we get later into the show, after the first couple episodes, things get even more crazy. And then the real shit goes down, which is really exciting because once we start seeing the last bit of episodes of WandaVision, that'll give us an idea of where we're going to head into in terms of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is really, really cool. So, without further ado, guys, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm just want to get into the show and check out the first episode and see what they do here because we have the first MCU show on Disney+. Finally, it was going to be Falcon Winter Soldier, but due to everything happening in 2020, they got a lot of stuff shifting around, shutting down productions. WandaVision's finally here. So here we go, guys. Episode 1 of WandaVision. Let's go. Okay.
Well, I know the apron is a bit much, dear, but I am doing my best to blend in.
No, there on the calendar.
Blend in. The wording.
That
was good.
Have a good day, dear.
This really feels like a sitcom. That's great.
Golly, you settled in fast. Did you use a moving company?
I sure did. Those boxes don't move themselves.
Wow. Go full that. Oh. Wow.
Would you be so good as to tell me what it is we do here exactly? Do we make something?
No.
Right. Do we
Right.
buy it or sell something?
Vision,
Yes.
wife and I are looking forward to this evening.
I recognize him.
Mr. Hart, of course. Dinner with Mr. Hart.
No skeletons in your closet, eh, Vision?
I don't have a skeleton.
Just a vision. Like, that's a name. It's not.
Your future in this...
What about seduction techniques?
Oh, I have those.
Oh.
Of course you do.
Just
Tonight doesn't go just so. I think this could be the end.
And I think the best course of action is to impress the husband.
Completely, yeah.
Same page.
Typical sitcom thing. They thinking 2 different things. Yeah.
Try our new and improved Toastmate 2000. It's the go-to for clever housewives. The all-new
That was a
Toastmate
long
2000
wait.
by Stark Industries.
Stark.
In the past, this is
Oh, okay, Stark. Yeah, okay.
Atmospheric.
Oh,
Blow a fuse?
the mom from
Me while I just go
that 70s show.
You move at the speed of sound, and I can make a pen float through the air. Who needs to abbreviate?
I like that line. That was good.
I might have a better idea.
That was good.
Recipe cards are on the counter
He's,
there.
Trey keep pushing her out. He's gotta get out. Get out.
Take out the papers and the trash, or you will get no spending cash. If you rinse up the kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock.
Oh no, too much. Oh no, not enough.
Oh my God, who had a farm?
Were either of you aware that married men are killing single men at an alarming rate?
What are you going on about?
Hi,
Hi.
Salesman.
Telegrams.
Man selling telegrams.
But you know what? Good news is more expensive.
How long have you been married, and why don't you have
A
children?
lot of questions.
Moved from
Yes, we moved from.
and we were married.
Yes, we were married.
It's starting to break a little. She's like,
Honestly, why did you come here? Why?
because Wanda. Yeah.
Damn it!
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Vision, help him.
What? Yeah, this is really weird.
Are you both all right?
We had such a lovely
Yeah, this is
time.
this is really weird.
Guest is leaving your home. What a charming
I just now
door
noticed the
knocker.
lobster. I was like, what?
Good night.
Yeah, they're using like old timey jump cuts. You saw the little hand movement, a little, yeah. Nice. Sword. Sword. There you have it, guys. The very first episode of WandaVision. Now, that episode, pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. I mean, literally the whole episode, besides the ending, was truly a sitcom. Like, truly a sitcom. And I think it worked in a sense of that you're trying to, like, without, like, any build-up to her creating this world that she's kind of living in with Vision, you just, like, not even showing that, you just get right to what she's already built. They're driving in, they just married, house sold, move in. There's a neighbor, there's a boss for Vision, and literally his name is Vision. There isn't, like, any other name he's given. Like, they just say Vision because it's not even real, but, like, they're just saying Vision, like, that's just the name. I think there's a lot of interesting things here. There was certain dialogue I was picking up on before it got to the dinner scene where that really got creepy, and then it completely switched back to the sitcom thing. Certain dialogue in terms of, like, questioning, like, Vision's there. Ed is obviously like, what do we do here exactly? And it's like, I don't, and he's like, oh, we're gonna do this, and he's like, no, but what do we actually do? Like, he was questioning it all because it's not real. And then having Wanda, you know, think about the heart or whatever on the calendar, thinking like it's anniversary, like because this isn't real. Like, there was no real start to this fake world, so there is no real story. So we get to the actual dinner scene. I'm talking about this stuff first, and then I'll get to some of the silly stuff in terms of the sitcom stuff. I'm interesting. So the dinner scene. So that's we've seen a bit of that in the trailer, but there was definitely some more creepiness that they hid away. So the question comes up about, well, where'd you guys meet? Where'd you when did you get married? Are you gonna have kids? Blah blah blah. And I like how both Vision and Wanda were like, we met, we got married, like, no idea. But I think what they were doing specifically too, they showed a little bit of Vision questioning and thinking, but it was more of Wanda. Like, I remember there was a long shot of when the questions were first starting to roll in, and she's just like looking off into like her eyes start to widen, like she's like, wait a minute, what? And it was really good. I noticed it. Then the husband starts choking. Stop it, over and over and over. Now it started getting a little annoying, and then it started to click, because it wasn't like she was saying stop it over and over to her husband to stop messing around. He just starts to choke and fall over. Wanda, Vision, his wife do nothing because it's not real. And so they're just staring. And then the wife turns to Wanda and just says, stop it. Stop. Like, this is weird. And she's just like staring. And then she finally tells Vision to help. And then he sticks his hand through his throat with his vision abilities and pulls out the piece of whatever it was he was choking on. And then they just went back to normal. Like nothing. And then they sit down and yay, show's over. And then they pull out, which is interesting. computer stuff, modern day stuff. The sword logo, which it's been said for a while that sword was gonna be I think set photos or whatever revealed sword was gonna be in WandaVision. I think Falcon Winter Soldier as well. Interesting though. It's really interesting. I'm like, finally we're getting fucking sword in the MCU. But yeah, okay. Some interesting little tidbits. There wasn't a lot of like those breaking the fourth wall in the sense of the world that Wanda built. But the fact is there was subtle dialogue that really worked, and I really liked it. So now to the sitcom aspect of it. They did a lot of like interesting things with it. I think with the certain jump cuts and like when they held their hands up for the rings, and then when the jump cut with the rings, their hands moved slightly, like a little, like it's like ring, like no ring, and then ring, like just a slight move, and like that's what they would do back then. And so they were using techniques they would use back then during that era of sitcoms in order to do some of the things. Now some of the visual effects, I think, like with all the dishes and stuff, I'm wondering if that was all practical. When she's in the kitchen, all the stuff is floating in the air. I wonder if that was practical or if that was actually, CGI modern day stuff. I couldn't really tell. When his face changed from Vision to just human Vision, that was obviously not. That was like a digital effect or whatever. Like they, made it work. When she changed dresses, when she was dressing up for what she thought was an anniversary, and then of course dressed up for serving dinner to the guest. The click, the movement was, I think it was like slight, but I think that's the whole point of it. It has to look a little bit cheesy. And just overall, I think it felt, the vibe of it was old sitcom. The dialogue, it made sense, but it felt to me, when I've seen old sitcoms like, I Love Lucy, or it was Andy Griffith wasn't a sitcom in a sense, but like, maybe it was, but regardless, like those older shows, I cannot get into those shows because just doesn't appeal to me, and I don't find them entertaining or funny. For this, some bits of it, I was kind of like, whatever. It's not really, but I understand what they're doing with it. But some of it was actually pretty funny, like the whole when the neighbor showed up at the front door, slammed it. Who was that? Salesperson, telegram or something. Like they just threw out random words like Vision starting to sing when she opens up the door. The wife does, and there's Wanda in there doing all that craziness. That was funny too. There were some good moments, some really good moments, and I'm curious to see where we go from here, because from what people have been saying when they've watched the first 3 episodes is it gets more and more crazy. Like they keep going through the different sitcom eras, and then eventually at some point down the road we will, I think, get into the real world. Maybe when shit gets real. But yeah, so I like in things too. I just now thought about this. I thought I mentioned it earlier, but I was thinking about it. I was just getting ready to do this review. No title. Like there's no actual title of the episode unless it's just WandaVision. I don't know, because maybe the second episode is like they'll say something else instead. I don't know, but like just WandaVision. It's like there was no like title, so maybe they'll give it a title after the episode, after all the episodes air. They'll give it a title at that point. I'm not really sure, but overall, pretty interesting start. I was expecting more of like breaking Wanda's world, but I mean it's the very first episode, so it makes more sense not to. But I like the subtle stuff they did in order to kind of get you prepared, I'm guessing, for the craziness to come, because the trailers have really been highlighting some crazy shit's coming, so I'm excited. So what'd you guys think of the first episode of WandaVision? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.